Indeed, that's
Hey, welcome back here to the Good Morning Artesia Radio Show. It is Thursday. It is the 17th of June. Motion detected at the house. You have one of those now?
No, we don't, but some of the best videos come from people checking like their Ring cameras or whatever it is.
Yeah. We the other day we had a dog that just decided that our front lawn and the shade from our front tree was just perfect for relaxing. And so there it is. There's a dog right there in the front yard relaxing.
There was one that was like the best one I've seen. It was this tiny bear, a baby bear, and him and his mom walk across the front of this house, and he's catching snowflakes. Like he stops to stand up and catch snowflakes. It is
the bear.
The baby bear.
The baby bear.
It is the cutest thing. So yeah, those cameras catch some fantastic stuff.
Yeah. Now here's a odd thing on YouTube that I've started watching. There's a couple things. Our sales manager discovered one of them without me telling him about it, and he thinks it's like the greatest thing. There's a guy, I think he's out in California, and he has a parrot. The parrot's name is Tico, so it's Tico and the Man, and the parrot sings while he plays guitar.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
there you go. That's pretty sweet.
It's pretty cool.
We'll have to look that up.
And so,
have they taken this act on the road yet?
well, let's put it this way. I might be able to find one here.
It's like woohoo! Harvey found the couch.
Let's see here. Where is it? There we go. No, that's not it. Oh, come on. Oh, here. Yeah, okay. It's Frank Maglio, Tico and the Man.
Okay.
And
there he is with his guitar.
There he is with his guitar.
Aww.
And let me play a little bit here to where you can hear this. So anyway, that's Tico and the Man. So he puts out a video every day of the bird singing, which is kind of funny.
All that can do is bring happiness, so that's great.
Exactly.
Positivity out in the world. We need more of that.
So he's already up to 151,000 subscribers.
Wow.
And this particular video is 7,700 views. It just dropped this morning.
Oh my gosh, already this morning, yeah.
Already this morning, and he's got 7,700 views. Now, here's the other
odd... Do you want to dress up like a parrot, or do you want me to?
Tempting.
Probably easier just to get the real bird, I guess.
Yes.
But the other thing and Lana thinks I'm totally crazy for this. The guy's name is Post 10. And he lives up in New England. And he has hip boots, a vest, and a rake. And he goes around after rainstorms cleaning out clogs in culverts and storm drains.
It's not a horrible idea.
Oh my gosh, there's some stuff. There's one that we were talking about yesterday, and it's a demolition ranch. Yeah. And this man, he's a vet. But his passion is just buying stuff and blowing it up, shooting it up, whatever. And he makes crazy money just doing that from that YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. Funds all his other stuff, and I think it's hysterically funny. Just that with YouTube at least there's a few. If it's really your passion, you want to do it. People want to see it.
I don't know.
It kind of makes me question tastes, but I probably shouldn't say anything because I'm a redneck, so I'm all about blowing stuff up. I'm really sad I'm missing family 4th of July, and I'm usually one of the ones setting off the fireworks, and that's one of my favorite things to do, but
Well, nothing is new. Back in the early 80s, there was a TV show called SCTV, and it was the Canadian Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
but they didn't do it live. It was skit comedy. But Rick Moranis, Dave Thomas, Catherine O'Hara, who was in the Home Alone movies.
Oh yeah, she's hilarious.
John Candy was in that troupe. Eugene Levy, who probably people watch him, remember him from the Creek TV show that's on there.
That we probably shouldn't say over the
right.
I swear it's spelled SCHITTS.
Yes. Well, there's actually a brand of amplifiers and digital audio adapters that have that brand name on it.
Yeah.
Really? You came up with that name? Anyway, he's part of that group.
Okay.
And
another thing, people, granted, this might be more like my generation, which Candace is part of my generation, but she would have been a kid when this came out, like American Pie, which I hate because I was a band kid.
He was in that. That's right. So they had a couple of rednecks in coveralls.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Who would sit there and they would call it celebrity farm blow up or something like that. And so they'd bring on a celebrity, and it was it wasn't the actual celebrity. It was one of their other people
dressed up like the celebrity.
And that Bernadette Peters or somebody like that. And then at the end they would blow them up. And so they'd blow up, and then they go, yeah, she blowed up real good. Real good. She blowed up real good. And so this was done back
like 4th
in
of July at my folks.
Yes, okay. So this is done back in the 80s, right? Yeah. So now you got a YouTube channel with some guy blowing up stuff real good.
Yes.
And getting paid money for it. So there's nothing new. I'm guessing whatever it is that you say that, singing parrots or whatever, but you had to go through like a network and get a TV show and get now you can do a YouTube
and create
channel,
your channel and just throw that content out.
Yeah. There's a guy I watch his videos sometimes, Rick Beato, and he was talking about how much how auto-tune has ruined the music industry. And I've heard of auto-tune and I've heard stuff done by auto-tune, but he kind of explained how it works, and he sang a note off key, and then he showed in auto-tune how he can fix it and do 3-part harmony with the one thing that he sang off key. I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool, actually. So
I remember going for my 30th birthday, I believe I went to go see Ed Sheeran in a concert in Frisco, Texas. And he had this like board, and he would play guitar stuff because he's a fantastic guitar player, and like would play it, like record it while he was playing it, and then loop it, and then he would like harmonize with himself while he's singing. And I thought that was the coolest thing I had ever seen.
Well, there's tons of like boards and stuff that do all sorts of fantastic things. I'm like, the people who remember all them buttons and what those buttons do, I'd be like, oops, I pressed the wrong button.
I could probably blow it up on stage.
Just
blowed up real good. Just watch any concert by a band called Rush. 3 guys, and they've got the pedals in front. They got the drummer and then the guitar and the bass, and they've got the guitarist and the bass player have the big pedal boxes, and the concert performances are almost identical to the studio recording, and it's because they're hitting buttons and pushing things, and stuff's already sampled and looped and already in there. But it's pretty. But it's amazing how they do that with 3 guys. So
I thought it was kind of cool that he just did it like right there on stage before he really got to sing like Warman, and of course people are eating it up.
Yeah.
And I remember somebody telling me that they had gone to a concert probably around the same time, and their boyfriend, husband or something said something along the lines of, well, I really didn't want to pay that much for a ticket to watch him. I'm not going to say that because it's going to sound really bad. Just push buttons on a thing and...
Yep.
Well, but that's how they make music now.
Yeah.
You even just think and you look at, performances, and because they're always like, people get really angry when like stars, especially the ones who do all the dancing, are like lip syncing, and I'm like, well, you try to breathe and sing and dance and fit
hey,
into a
back in the
tiny
day,
outfit.
we didn't have any of that darn lip syncing.
I know, but they, you know what I mean. But it's they
if
use
Willie
those
Nelson
things.
missed a note, you heard Willie Nelson missed the note.
And it just sounds so much different because you listen to live recordings of Queen or Kiss, and it's exciting to hear that that's how like they sound. And it's real sound. Now it's like
go back and watch the Live Aid concert performance by Queen.
Yes, it's wonderful.
Which is just an amazing
Yeah.
concert performance. Anyway, that's not why we were here, just talking about weird stuff on YouTube.
Well, it's kind of artsy, so we're
is
the
kinda
Arts
artsy.
Council, so it makes sense.
Well, Lindsay's here and Candace is here from the Ocotillo Performing Arts Center. And the last time you were on, you were talking about the upcoming Independence Day Film Festival.
Yes.
You have an update for us.
We do.
Okay.
So,
Take it away, Candace.
the update is it's
I'm
it's
scared to look
July
pretty.
1st through 4th, and now I do know that there's not showtimes yet, but the big part of that is that we need the community's help to pick our films.
Okay.
Because we want to put out films that you guys want to see. So I have a list.
Okay.
I have a list. I started a list.
You started a
and we'll
list.
send it out on Facebook. There will be a community email. I'll send it out
you
over
go.
chamber chat. Everybody will have a chance to put their input if they want it.
Okay.
So we have both a mix of adult and family.
Okay.
Because, some people might want to, hey, we want to have a date night because we'll do like 1 to 2 a day.
Mm-hmm.
So it starts with, one that people probably think of more recently than not, American Sniper.
Okay.
Independence Day, which is my big vote.
Which one?
American Sniper or Independence Day?
No, there were 2 Independence Day movies.
Oh,
The
there was the
original.
first one.
The first one,
original.
okay.
Yeah,
First
come
one.
on. Will Smith.
Will Smith. Captain America. I didn't even know there was another one. Captain America seems to be really a popular
You know
choice.
who's in that? You know who has that little cameo in that second one? He used to be on TV Sports. He's now working for the NMAA. The blonde sports guy.
Oh, yeah, no, I can't think of his name.
Yeah.
Don't get me to ask him.
They do a press conference in the movie, and he asks the question.
Oh my gosh,
yes.
that's so funny.
Yeah, he's working for the NMAA now, but that guy.
That's really cool. Okay, so Independence Day, the one with Will Smith, the first one.
Okay.
We've got Captain America, the
come on.
Patriot.
What's more American
Wait a
than
minute.
Captain
There's Captain America, the Winter Soldier. There's Captain America, the First
Captain
Avenger.
America, the first one. Captain
First
America.
Avenger.
Just Captain America.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Captain America, the Patriot, Lincoln,
Okay.
which is one I didn't think about before. Flags of Our Fathers.
Okay.
Top Gun, Forrest Gump.
Top
This was
Gun.
always my
Top Gun.
favorite.
I went through like several lists, and these are ones that kind of crossed all of the lists.
I don't think the second one's come out yet.
Not yet.
Top Gun. I think it's filmed. I think it's done.
It's filmed, yeah,
but-
because he's moved on to the next Mission Impossible now.
Okay.
Forrest Gump, 1776, which
The musical,
we talked about.
Yep.
Rocky 4.
Rocky 4. Okay.
Rocky 4. Apollo 13.
That one gave me nightmares. I still cannot to this day watch that movie.
Apollo 13.
Apollo 13?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It just makes me mad.
Strong emotions. There we go.
Yeah.
Hidden Figures.
Okay.
National Treasure, the first one.
Okay.
The Sandlot.
The Sandlot.
A League of Their Own.
Okay.
A League of Their
There's
Own.
no crying in baseball.
No, yes, and it's women, right? We have to have some representation. Annie, This America, Charlie Brown, which I've not seen.
Okay.
Which would be really exciting. Night at the Museum, just to start. A pretty good loose.
No, weren't there 2 of those?
First one.
The first one.
Night at the
Okay.
Museum.
Okay. Not the one with Teddy Roosevelt.
No.
Okay.
But
Did we
put that
forget?
out
Did
there.
we forget An American Tale?
No, I just started like this list.
The whole list.
So there you go. American Tale.
So what you want is people to vote on which ones they'd like to see.
Yes.
And then how many of them are you going to pick?
So I felt like because it's summer, during the day we can show some of the more kid-friendly films,
Okay.
and in the evening show some of the more probably wouldn't take my kid to like American Sniper films for the adults who might want to have like, hey, we want to get out and watch a patriotic film and have a date night or whatever. And then on 4th of July, 4th of July will be a family-friendly film.
And how many of you are going to show each day?
1 or 2,
One or
depending
two a
on
day.
how many
Okay.
people vote. If we get a really good showing, then the after lunchtime, midday kind of showings will be family. And the evenings, it might be a mix of family. It might be a mix of the more adults, because that's when adults get off of work.
Sure. Sure. The ones that are working.
Yeah, because my husband, having been in the Air Force, he's like, well, you have to at least show one really good war film. And I was like, okay, fine. So if those get voted on, there will be at least one really good war film, patriotic.
Another one that kind of popped into my head had Andrew Garfield in it. My dad made me sit down and watch it. And
Okay.
there's not a lot of dialogue, but it was crud. And I hate it when I forget the names of movies.
Andrew Garfield, the guy that played Spider-Man once or twice.
Yeah.
You know what movie he's in? He's doing. They did a movie on
I saw it,
Tammy
but-
Faye Baker.
Yeah.
And he plays Jim Baker.
Oh, wow. That'll be really interesting.
Yes.
Yes, I caught a glimpse of that a little while ago.
Yeah, looks pretty convincing.
Oh, that's exciting.
But yeah, no, I'm trying to remember. It was like, I hate it when I forget movies.
But he's like British.
Yeah, he is, which is kind of funny.
Well, there's a lot of, non-American so the thing is that
Hacksaw Ridge?
Yes, Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah, Hacksaw Ridge.
You beat me to the punch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hacksaw Ridge.
Okay. So that's one that may get added to the list, or maybe one that people can vote on or something.
Yeah,
and actually, I may have gotten that one mixed up with a different one. There's a good war movie that doesn't have a whole bunch of dialogue to it, but it was about D-Day. I don't know. I'm not even going to get into that because the people are going to
Well, there is The Longest Day.
Yeah, there's The Longest Day.
Which was a 1962 black and white movie that was about the D-Day invasion of Normandy.
But this was one my dad made me watch, and I really enjoyed it. So.
And then there's, if you're looking for World War II stuff, then there was A Bridge Too Far.
Yes.
Which is kind of a follow-up. I say a follow-up. I mean, it happened after that. Patton is one of the best World War II movies that have ever been done.
There was the one that had, was it Brad Pitt and Shia LaBeouf?
The only one of movies of Shia LaBeouf I've seen was one of the Transformer movies.
No.
And then he was in he was in the fourth Indiana Jones movie.
They're stuck in the tank. And a tank that I do believe it's like a World War II movie. Anyway, my husband put it on at night for bedtime, and I ended up staying up all night watching it, crying my eyes out, like, oh my gosh, are they going to survive? And I was like, why do you do this? He's like, well, I put these things on to go to sleep. I was like, I cannot. I get invested. I get emotionally invested in the film.
World War I could be like War Horse, but I'm pretty sure War Horse was set in.
Well, there are several different World War I movies. There's... well, another World War movie that just came out. Of course, it's not American. Dunkirk. But
that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Dunkirk didn't have a lot of dialogue, if I remember correctly, but it was very
no,
good.
And it was. You have to. When the first time I watched it, I got confused on the timeline, and then you have to go back and realize that it's the guys in the boat, it's the guys on the shore, it's the guys in the plane. And all of their events are happening simultaneously, but then they jump back and forth to different. And so if you, it's not like when this thing happens, it already happened over here. But you remember.
It's like the first time I watched Les Miserables, and I was like, I have no idea what's going on, and I come from. I do theater and stuff, and all my friends were like, oh my gosh, Lindsay, you have to watch Les Miserables. And I'm like, I have no idea what's going on until I read about the book and how the book was written. I'm like, okay, that makes a lot more sense.
You have context. You have background.
Context on that. But Dunkirk is it's an excellent movie, especially if you get the 4K whatever, and you watch it on a giant screen. It's beautifully filmed, but that wouldn't necessarily be an American patriotic, because that's the British.
Yeah, exactly.
The British thing.
But it was quite a good movie. No, fun fact, since I love horses and all that stuff. World War I was I believe the last war where they actively used cavalry and en masse. And I can remember, if any of you guys are interested in any type of horse history, well, you may not be, I remember going to the AQHA Museum which is American Quarter Horse Association over in Amarillo, and they actually made gas masks for horses. They had this big, huge gas mask from World War I, and of course they didn't work. But they were at least trying to make sure that the horses were
somewhat
safe. Well, yeah. And the term, I know a lot of people you'll see if you're looking at a horse ad, they're known as bomb-proof. Bomb-proof, that term came from World War I because these horses were actually trained to run across those no man lands or whatever between the fronts where there was nothing, and if something was blowing up, they wouldn't unhorse their riders.
Yeah.
And so now I'm probably not really a true statement today, but I just thought that was kind of.
Yeah.
I learned something new. I did not know any of that.
More about it. So once you're going to get this posted, people can then vote.
Yes. And then we'll post show times.
Okay. How much will it cost to watch the movies?
It's free.
It's free?
Yeah. If you guys want to make a donation to the Arts Council, we'd never say no to that.
Okay.
But it is for the community. We're doing this as part of the community. And then on 4th of July, the show time that's set, and I do believe that's kind of out, is around noon for that show. But then at 5 p.m., we're doing With Paint With Us, has a patriotic painting, family paint that Lindsay's actually going to be teaching.
Okay.
And is very excited. Kelly Speckard is getting all that up on her Paint With Us site for people to sign.
Yeah, makes me feel so official, guys.
She's super official.
There you go.
For people to sign up. So we've got those two definite things. But as soon as people put in their votes and I get enough input from the community, we'll put those up. And it's just something nice for you and the kiddos and family members to get out and do.
Because you can watch the midday movie, then watch the parade.
Yes.
Well, actually, it's not a parade. It's a cruise.
The cruise.
And it won't actually go past your place.
I'm so sad.
Oh, is it not?
No. They're going to have a cruise because they can't get permission to shut down the highway for a parade. Something about COVID or,
right.
The virus.
This thing that kind of happened during 2020.
Yeah, it's lurking out there. So they're going to, I think they gather at the Bulldog Bowl parking lot, and they're going to go around the draw.
Oh, that's fine. People can still then work near enough to the draw that they can still trek back up. Maybe they parked behind the building.
Yes.
Even.
And then they
Trek
walk over
back
to the
up.
draw, see it's not a parade.
The cruise. Go
cruise.
see the cruise.
Yes.
Then come back up and do some painting with the family.
Now, there will be a minor cost to the paint class, but it won't
Okay.
be as expensive as...
I do believe, isn't it $15?
I believe so.
Okay.
$15.
Cover the materials. And then when the painting class is done, then everybody will head out to J.C. Park to watch the fireworks.
The fireworks, because the park should be open.
This
Yes.
will actually be the first weekend since I've lived here that I won't be in Texas with my crazy redneck family, so I'll actually get to enjoy it.
Lindsay's
blow up real
gonna
good.
finally see the Artesia fireworks show. It's pretty legit.
Pretty good. It's a pretty good
we
show.
do a
I know
pretty good job.
people keep telling me, they were like, "Oh boy, I bet you're so excited." I'm like, "Well, no, I'm gonna go watch fireworks show over like 6 hours away on Lake Kickapoo, Texas. In fact, I'll probably be setting some of them off and myself on fire."
Don't do that.
No.
No, but
That'd be silly.
yeah, but of course my dad in true grandpa fashion is like, "Nope, I'm gonna pick up Harvey and he's gonna come with me."
That's good. Yes.
And we're going to blow up stuff real good.
Real good.
real good. In fact, I'm pretty sure that has popped out of his mouth once or twice.
That's funny. Well, we're going to take a break because I need to get the
for sure.
market report on. Is there anything else we need to mention?
No, just
Okay.
be looking out for that community survey.
Yep.
Okay, and and if you get it to us, we'll share it on our stuff too.
Awesome.
So if you give me the links or whatever,
good.
we'll do that. Okay, well, thank you, Candace, Lindsay. Thank you so much. We're going to take a break and find Aaron, see if he's blowed up real good. That's coming up next.